have such mixed feelings about this book. It was quite slow. I'm not giving spoilers, but I'm just saying it's quite slow. Quite slow. Everything happens in the last 30 pages. And I hated the ending. I hated the ending. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was cliche. I thought it was easy. And I thought she was better than that. gonna see where this goes. And he just like decided, okay, the hell with the plot. There's no plot. This book was such garbage. I can't even begin to tell you. Such garbage. Okay, so this was the second one. Then we get to the third. This was even worse garbage. I have never read a series that I hated more in my life. I really mean that. And it had such potential. It had such potential. I just can't. I can't sit here and say that this even should be considered a book. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. There's no plot. There's no story. There's holes all over the place. All of a sudden, the good people are the bad people, the good people, like, awful. So then, we get to the fourth book, which I opened, read the first chapter of, and promptly put it down and never picked it up again, because it's about different people. The last book in the series is a whole new storyline. It makes no sense. I know I've been rambling about this series for like 5 minutes now, but I can't even begin to tell you how angry I was. I was so angry that I told my husband he has to read it to suffer with me. He has to. He just has no choice. I just, you can't even like guess. Like, you can't even call things in this book because you never will. Because it makes no sense. Anyway, so literal garbage. I would like to throw this in the trash because I don't want anybody else to be forced to read it, and I'm just scared. I'm scared for my son when he grows up and he picks this series off the shelf. I'm just terrified for him and his mental health and his sanity. I just feel sorry. I feel sorry for anybody who's ever subjected themselves to this, and I feel terribly sorry for James Dashner, who must have a brain tumor, because oh my god, I shouldn't joke about that. That's not funny, but like, really, how could you write something like this? Okay, so super awkward. Like I mentioned, I cannot remember what I read. So there are a few books that stand